This, ladies and gentlemen, is one video that if you don't want to watch, I can't exactly say I blame you. Because I'm pretty sure that very few of you actually want to see me play a game of Tetris. But, in case you do, I'm playing Tetris. Why? Because Tetris makes me feel better. And if it seems like I'm doing poorly today, that would be because I'm doing god-awful. So, I think the worst part about when I get in moods like this is that wow, I recovered from that quite nicely. Is that I'm always really bad at explaining why it is I feel as bad as I do. But the one constant is that, and this is where I sound nerdy, Tetris always makes me feel better. I realize that I seem really arrogant about video game related things, and I think some of the reason behind that is that I was in a very verbally abusive family, and I spent a lot of time as a child just desperately wishing for approval from my father, because I never, ever got it. I was never good enough. I was always doing wrong. I was always the screw-up. I always brought shame to the family. And I spent a lot of time just wishing that my father would love me, because I was convinced he didn't. And then I started playing video games. I was introduced to them at a young age, and I, started doing well on the games, and I started getting this happy music for success. And, it would tell me about how good of a job I did, and I would get all of this positive attention that I'd been seeking my whole life. It was kind of addicting, because I know this is going to sound really emo and awful, but it made me feel like I was worth something. And when you haven't had that feeling for most of your life, it's a really nice feeling to have. I realize I play games too much. I get it. I fully understand that I could probably be doing so much better things with my time and my life. I don't need to be reminded of it. But I've grown to actually enjoy games and gaming as a whole. I enjoy challenging myself and finding ways to see the fun in everything, and what horrible pieces. And I guess sometimes I get into these mental mindsets that, I get so lost in the game and everything about it that's happy and fun that I have a hard time keeping a grip on reality. It's something I recognize I do, and yet I don't stop. And I wonder if there's something really wrong with me. And it scares me to think that there's something really wrong with me. I don't want to be considered bad or wrong for what I do. That was not a teaspoon mini. That shouldn't even have fucking counted. Pardon my language. Come on, lock into place. So, for those of you who are watching this thinking, oh great, he's making us watch him play Tetris. Yeah, I'm sorry that I decided to play Tetris while I was talking about what I needed to talk about. That... Okay, I'll accept that T-Spin Mini just because the game's dumb. But it's just... I don't know. I've been in a less than pleasant mood for quite some time now, and this was the easiest way I could think of to talk about it for me. And all of a sudden, now that I'm, like, thinking and apologetic, my gameplay has gone down the tubes. Oh boy. Oh, why did I do that? You know, sometimes I feel selfish for being proud of what I can do in Tetris. I really do. Sometimes I feel selfish for being happy that I can, you know, really... I think of people who see this game and they're just like, oh my god, how do you play when it goes fast like that? And I have to admit, sometimes there's some smug satisfaction because I feel like I've got something special and awesome here, and I'm doing so poorly this run. Oh, jeez, that's bad. And you know what? I think part of that feeling, of feeling selfish and bad, is from my parents. Because, I mean, if the reason why I grew to hate Christmas is because I was led to believe that my accepting gifts made me a selfish and bad person. And I'm beginning to notice, just listening to myself rant, that the theme of feeling like a selfish, bad person is coming back way more than it should. Oh, goodness, Jason, why did you do that? Oh boy. Now, I'm reluctant to actually play this, because this will make it seem like I'm trying to show off. And, you know what? If somebody's impressed by watching this, I'm okay. It's not that... I mean, sure, it takes some practice, but it's doable. You just have to pay very close attention to what you're doing, and you have to start thinking more than a single block ahead. You can't just... Okay, now, somewhere in there is... Oh no. Oh good, I didn't block it. Because this is... Okay. Now, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. This sucks. And it... Like, I'm wondering how I'm surviving this. It's just those little quick glimpses. I try to survey as much of the field as I can, and I admit I'm using my ghost piece to keep an eye on where things are going to land. And I'm trying to think of how stuff looks when it lands by thinking it... Ooh, boy, that worries me that that went down that far. But, I mean... Sure. I'm a fair hand at Tetris. Why? Because I play it a lot. I practice. I guarantee you that if you guys played as much of this as I did, you'd get just as good, if not better. I'm getting old. 26 years old. I mean, my skill in gaming's just going to continue to go downhill. I guess at this point, I'm just enjoying it while it lasts, because I know I'm not going to be able to keep it. And you know what? I feel selfish for this, but I'm sad about that. And I am getting to the point where my game's going to end soon, and I can feel it. Which I suppose is a good thing, because I'm pretty sure you guys are... If anybody's even still watching this at this point, that like... Oh, no! That if anybody's even still watching it at this point, they're bored senseless. And I'm done. Oh, I made it on the leaderboard, yay. Anyways, this has been my, my therapeutic Tetris, as I like to call it. Thanks for watching, I guess. See you next game.